Is there a way which we can follow? Is there a path which we can walk on to find Him? Does He have an address we can go to? The answer to the first question is obvious, that yes, there is God. He exists. Actually, He is the only one that exists. Om Tat Sat. दाता याद है। Of so many unanswered questions in our life, perhaps one question is there a God? What do you think? And if yes, how can we find Him? How can we realize Him? Is there a way? Is there a way which we can follow? Is there a path which we can walk on to find Him? Does He have an address we can go to? The answer to the first question is obvious, that yes, there is God. He exists. Actually, He is the only one that exists. And if that is true, what can we do to realize Him? If something is there, if something is present, if something is in existence, then there should be a way to reach there. And there should not be any doubt about that. But do we know the path? Do we know the address? Can we travel towards that? Are we prepared? We have to answer all these questions ourselves. And then see, how can we reach there? In various beliefs, broadly there are three ways. One is Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, steadfastness in action. And the second one is Bhakti Yoga, devotion, steadfastness in devotion. And the third one is Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, steadfastness in knowledge. Now, which path is the right path? Is steadfastness in action is the right path? Is steadfastness in devotion is the right path? Can we realize Him through this path or that path? Or these two paths may not lead there and you need steadfastness in knowledge? The answer to the question is easy but difficult. In my view, steadfastness in devotion is inherent in steadfastness in action. How can you perform a selfless action without devotion? So devotion is inherent in action, selfless action. Similarly, Can you have devotion and not have selfless action? Are you a devotee? Many people would say yes. Do you do Nishkam Karma Yoga? Do you do Akarma? The action which you perform, but it is not performed. And that is called selfless action. You do something without any desire of any fruits from that action, and that becomes Nishkam Karma Yoga. My view is that you can have devotion, and that devotion can have different bases. That devotion can be because of fear. That devotion could be because of your desire to get something in your next birth, for example. And that is not selfless action. In fact, that is not devotion. And if that is not devotion, steadfastness in action cannot come, can never come. So what should we practice first? Should we practice Nishkam Karma Yoga first and then become a devotee, then become involved in complete devotion? Is that possible? And that's why I said, it's easy, but it is difficult. You are all different, but you are all one. It's exactly the same thing. It's easy to find yourself as an individual, but it is difficult to find yourself as one. And that is what the teachings of Dwij belief system are. Strongly believing, not just understanding, but strongly believing in oneness and that connection which binds us together. Now, steadfastness in action. Okay, I decide today that I will be doing Nishkam Karma Yoga. Steadfastness in action is my beginning. Let's say this is what you decide, right? Will steadiness in devotion follow? Perhaps yes, isn't it? If you look at Gita, and before that, I would just say that Vedas consists of three parts: rites, meditation, and enlightenment. Rites, meditation, and enlightenment. And in conformity with Vedas, Gita consists of three parts in 18 chapters. The first 6 chapters are on steadfastness in action. The middle part, 6 chapters, are about steadfastness in devotion. And then the last 6 chapters, the third part, steadfastness in knowledge. Steadfastness in action and steadfastness in knowledge, they are discussed separately. And in the middle is steadfastness in devotion. Steadfastness in action and steadfastness in knowledge cannot be combined together due to extreme opposition. Therefore, steadfastness in devotion is discussed in the middle. And I think that is the right sequence. With only devotion, you may not lead to steadfastness in action. Because in devotion, there can be understanding that yes, there is God. Yes, we need to follow Him. Yes, we need to go there. Yes, we need to have realization. Yes, we need to meet Him. But that can be superficial. That understanding just stays at the level of understanding and may not be knowledge. So to get that knowledge, I think practicing steadfastness in action is the first thing. You start doing it slowly, slowly, slowly. Observe your own actions. Perform actions which are not actions. What I mean is that you are actually doing an action. Akarma means akarma, nishkam karma yoga. The karma, the action you perform, which is not an action. How is that true? Yes, that is true. If you do not have any desire of any fruits from your action, that action becomes a karma, nishkam karma. And you don't get involved into that. And if you keep practicing, if you keep following this, slowly, 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 and I tell you, devotion is inherent in steadfastness in action. That will come automatically. And when steadfastness in action and steadfastness in devotion are there where they should be, there is automatic flow of knowledge. And devotion minded is inherent in action and knowledge and cannot be separated. You can have complete devotion. There have been people who have been complete devotee. And if that happens, then your actions will also be a karma. No actions. But realizing that stage in devotion is not that easy. Getting to that level of devotion is not easy. It's not a systematic process. And I tell you, if you have knowledge, not just the understanding, if you have the knowledge, not just the belief in His existence, then steadfastness in action can also follow. But getting to that level of devotion perhaps is not that easy. For most people, I would say, try practicing steadfastness in action. Perform action which is not an action. Perform action without any desire of any kind of fruit from that action. And you will see slowly, slowly, your devotion will start increasing. Slowly, slowly, steadfastness in devotion will fall in place for you. And then there emerges knowledge, jnana. As devotion is inherent in action and knowledge, it removes all obstacles and doubts. And when all obstacles and doubts are removed, you start realizing the truth. And when I say start realizing the truth, I simply mean that you start realizing His existence. And that's the beginning. And that is what we believe, we follow in Dwij belief system. I invite you all to change yourself, to become a Dwij, to reborn in this life knowingly yourself by taking an informed decision, by making an informed choice. I wish you very, very good luck in your spiritual journey. Om Tat Sat.